good morning. I have only 5 minutes, so I should really run through this quickly. But the background to our work is basically the question of can we go beyond standard recommendations for farmers that are so common in sub-Saharan Africa? So blanket fertilizer recommendations dominate the scene, and can we move towards a situation where we help advisors, extensionists, and farmers themselves to record better what farmers are actually doing in their field, and can we use that information to give them more tailored advice? And can we do this at a reasonable big scale rather than just focusing on experiments and building from experience to scale that out later? So my paper is not strictly about on-farm experimentation, because on-farm experimentation in Africa often takes place in the context of development projects, of research for development projects, and that creates or tends to create a specific social dynamic which biases farmer participation and selection of farmers, but also biases results. And the relevance of on-farm experimentation for other farmers. But that's part of my other work, which I'm not allowed to present. But if you're interested, you can read about it. So rather than experimentation, we focus on monitoring and recording what farmers actually do. And we developed a small tool to help extension workers and farmers to both digitally and on paper record the relevant management data on their fields. So bear in mind, what farmers, smallholder farmers usually do is not apply the blanket recommendations. Some apply much more, some apply much less. So there's a huge variability in fertilizer use. But at the same time, we also see there's a huge variability in the efficiency of that use. So can we improve something? Can we improve their efficiency? So we do that, by focusing actually on management. Digital innovations are mostly in the bottom part. So we have now remote sensing and all kind of high-tech solutions, but they tend to focus on the lower level conditions, whereas we think that farmer management is actually central, and it starts often up with a very simple measurement of the size of your field. So we have, this is quite messy, I'm afraid. It again looks different, but anyway. We have a number of things that we want to change. So rather than scaling from an on-farm experiment towards more farmers, we aim to collect data at scale. And from a focus on nutrients or nutrient advisory, we think that we need to move towards understanding better how farmers manage their fields and to record that more systematically. And we therefore don't focus on the amounts that you need to use, but how to use your resources more efficiently. So we don't focus on profitability or yield targets, but rather we start off with what farmers actually have. How much money do you have to invest in fertilizer, for instance? So we try to think in terms of options for farmers. So we shift the goalpost from a predictive agronomy, from what can you get in your circumstances, to what can you do in response to what you have. So we move towards response farming, Unfortunately, a number of them are not visible. I really have serious problems here. With an investment, and we go from a predictive agronomy to a response farming. And our aim is to build a field-based management record together with farmers and extension workers. So how do we do that? We start off with simple things by recording harvested areas, field areas of people. We use the locally available inputs that people can use to systematically record what people actually do in their fields. We help farmers to observe the relevant problems in their fields of their management practices, and we use those immediately to provide some advice on the basis of what people tell you and what kind of options they have for investment. Now, very quick, some results, because we record both digitally and on paper. So in the area that we were working, the high yielding fields tends to be smaller rather than the bigger fields, which you often find. As you can see, the most important benefit for the high yielding farmers is that they have access to manure. Also, it shows very nicely how new hybrid seeds rather than recycled seeds always have a benefit. So it's a clear recommendation that you can give any farmer if they are using recycled seeds, try to buy new seeds, which is way more cheaper than buying more fertilizer. We did a quick assessment whether you can actually improve fertilizer use efficiency. That seems to be the case, but this is only one season results of a limited number of farmers. Is there scope for better agronomic advice beyond nutrient efficiency? Beyond nutrient inputs? Yes, we think. We just recorded how when farmers apply their first top dressing fertilizer application, you can see that it's often rather late. So if you can simply record this, then you can already advise farmers, maybe you should try to apply it a bit earlier and your results will be better. Yeah? So in this way, we use very simple methods to understand better what farmers are actually doing. That's data that is largely lacking in Africa. And at the same time, we can already give some advice to farmers to how to improve on the basis of what they have rather than what they should do. Good, thanks. It's short, but...